So I'm on X last night, and I love to follow Mike Winger's posts on it because I believe he's one of the smartest Christians here on YouTube and on Twitter, X, whatever it's called now. And one of his posts really caught my attention. Not so much the post itself, but one of the comments. But I'll just summarize his post. He said, "For those of you who used to believe that transgender women were actually women, what made you change your mind?" And someone in the comments section said, "Why do you focus so much on the LGBT issue and not talk about liars and adulterers as much?" And of course, Brother Mike does not need me to defend him. He's much smarter than me, and I'm sure he already addressed this. But it made me stop and think because there are people who accuse us Christians of focusing so much more on certain topics, such as homosexuality and abortion, and they believe that we ignore topics like lying and stealing and adultery and murder. And I'm going to offer two reasons why I think this is. So, the first reason, and this is the reason why I do it, is because society has accepted these sins as good. Not only accepted it, but they encourage them. People are encouraged to engage in homosexuality or to transition their gender or to have an abortion. Society doesn't encourage lying and stealing as much. Now, there are people who do, and it also encourages cheating a whole lot. But this stuff is presented to children and to young people who may be struggling in their life. So I think it's important as Christians for us to address these much more. Now, we shouldn't ignore other sins. And that leads into my second reason why I think some Christians unfortunately do this. And this is the bad reason. This is the reason this is not my reason, and I'm sure it's not Mike Winger's reason, but I've heard of pastors who only focus on certain sins because they want to draw attention away from their own sins. They focus on homosexuality and abortion, but don't bring up their own racism, or don't bring up their own lying or cheating or stealing or so on and so forth. This is a bad thing. So I think as Christians, we do need to call out all sin. We need to address all sin, not just specific ones. But there are sins that need more attention than others because society has decided that those sins are good. And so that's why as Christians, we need to address things like homosexuality and abortion much more than we need to address things like lying and stealing. However, we shouldn't ignore lying and stealing either. So that's why I believe many Christians address certain sins over others, and that's why I do so. Subscribe for more gospel messages. Have a great day, and God bless you.